My name's Tucker Thompson. I was a forward on last year's Tigers team that eventually took home the league title in the WHSHL.
That you played on the Tigers?
Hi, my name is Brady Burkhart, and I play center for the Swan Valley Tigers.
What you play for and what your position is?
I'm Maddox Eisner. I play for the SVRSS Tigers, and I'm a D-man.
My name is Noah Weir. I play for the SVRSS Tigers, and I'm a right winger.
Okay, I'll start with our first question.
Well, what I noticed in playing high school hockey is that the first few games are always up for grabs. The bottom teams beat the top teams, so I wasn't really too worried, going into it. I knew we were gonna pick it up.
Well, coming into the season, I think we thought we were gonna do really good. Got a couple good guys, Cash, Tyan, Bailey. Lots of good skaters on the team. Practices were good. First 5 games didn't go our way, but we didn't get down and we got better after that. Obviously, it was an unfortunate way it happened, a collision in practice. Sidelined my game, or sidelined it for most of the season. It sucked. The morale was pretty low, but as it came to the end, I was getting back high and being ready to get back on the ice. My goal was to just try to stay in shape and be ready for when I was allowed to come back and make sure I was in prime shape, just like everyone else, mid-season form. So it was obviously just trying to make sure I was healthy and good to jump right back in as soon as my shoulder was good to go.
Grabs it. Quill. Brady Burkhart is shot. Welcome back, Brady Burkhart.
It felt amazing just to get back right into it and obviously score my first shift. It's nice not to struggle right off the bat, but yeah, it felt good, and thank my line mates for that, Comrie and Dax, to help me get my first goal, first game back. I think it was just after we lost those first 4 or 5 games, we realized that we didn't want to be a losing team and we got to start winning. It's good to win. It is really good. When you're on a streak that long, you kind of forget how good it is, and you don't know what it's like to lose, and everybody's happy, and just kind of go on with the season.
That was an unreal span. That was probably a 2-month span without not having a point in a game, and within those 23 games, I think we won 18 in a row, so that was huge. That bumped us way up in the standings, got us into second for a bit, and then eventually fell into third at the end of the season. But we were happy with that streak, and I think that streak's what set us up, gave us the confidence to make a deep, deep run into playoffs. Well, I think in our first game in Minnedosa, we had a interesting game there, and I think that brought the whole team together as one, and realizing that everybody has everybody else's back, and no matter what we go through, that team's just ready to fight through anything and be there for everybody.
Allen gets out. Here's a breakaway. Buccalo score. Hunt. Haley Hunt. Poked off his stick. Here's a breakaway. Xavier Mowbray. Scores again. Away. Hart poked off his stick. There's an opportunity breakaway on Immaker. Score!
I think it was a kick in our ass, and oh, can I say?
Yeah, go ahead.
And I think it was good, honestly. It told us that we're not going to go through playoffs without having to work hard. So if we didn't lose those games, I don't know how the first round would have went.
Losing to a mid-pack team like that, it was kind of tough, different, nothing we've been used to for 3 months. We were winning, and then just an off game, we felt like we could lose now. We weren't unstoppable like we were. Then a loss to Vincent Massey going into playoffs, it was...
We really should have won that game, but as much as we should have won, and they're not a very good team, but that really helped us, letting us know that we're not going to go 6-0 in the playoffs and beat every team. We actually have, like, playoffs is different, and we can lose, and we got to battle down. Well, we knew that Massey would be tough. They're a good team, lots of fighters on there, but that was probably the hardest series of the whole playoffs. There's one game with 17 seconds left, and the other game I don't remember, but it was really close, and they were definitely the hardest team we played.
So,
Had a good momentum shift as we got some skilled APs from the U15 Parkland team, which obviously just boosted depth and everything. So, but we were quite confident still going into playoffs, as we knew we were the better team and that we could do it all.
Well, going into the series, I think we all knew we could beat them, but we just have to work for it, like I said earlier. And we just kept that mentality and took it shift by shift, period by period, game by game. Just outworking them and trying to keep them off the scoreboard, because they had a couple lethal shooters last year like they do this year. And just not letting them get those high-quality scoring chances.
Well, I mean, we lost right before that, so we didn't have the most confident going into the playoffs, but we swept them. So I guess we went out there and knew we weren't gonna beat them easily, so we tried our best and tried hard. Well, it's always fun playing Dauphin. You know, the fans are pretty good and the hits are going. Again, we swept them. It was probably one of our closest series, so, but you know, our fans were good and it was fun.
Well, everybody's a little nervous. It's Dauphin. Don't want to lose, but we had lots of fans that came to Dauphin for Game 1. Really helped us. And of course, Aiden Walker was there. Game 2, he was big help, throwing the broom on the ice after, getting us fired up. Obviously, it was awesome. Our crowd is probably one of the best in high school hockey. We even had them come into away games. We were pretty confident, but we knew Vincent Massey was a great team and that we would have to struggle and battle hard. But obviously, the outcome with the 2 wins was awesome, and it felt pretty good.
Well, everybody was fired up going into that one. We knew we weren't going to lose to Dauphin. We were never going to hear the end of it if we eventually did lose to Dauphin. So we knew we had to win that one, and that was taking us right to the finals, where we didn't know who we'd play yet, but we just wanted a spot in that finals. So Game 1 in Dauphin, hard fought, really low scoring game. Ended up taking the win out of that one. Game 2 in Swan, we were a little more dominant on the scoreboard, and once again, we just didn't let them have those high scoring chances, and when they did, Nate Imker was there to shut the door on them, and yeah, just outworking them, trying to stay out of the penalty box, capitalize on all the opportunities we can, and just keep flying.
Yeah, well, after the 9-0 loss, I mean, I could tell before the game that we weren't as into it as before the game in Swan. So I think that's definitely the reason why the game was a lot closer, is just because we weren't as into the game beforehand.
Well, Equal was a good team. I think that first game was all our fans that got us that win. The rink was full, and Equal, I just didn't know what to do. Going into the second game, they played their own hockey game, and so did we, but they're a good team, so are we. I guess we just won. Well, obviously we didn't expect to win 9-1. We were pretty confident we could beat these guys, but 9-1 was, they must have the off game, so we know going into Game 2 it's not going to be that game, and it was going to be a battle. But obviously it felt amazing when Cash scored that OT winner, and yeah, it was pretty great. And making history, being the first team to ever win it, was something special, as it only can happen once. And yeah, it was great to be a part of the team that got to bring home the finals and the win for first ever in Swan Valley history.
Well, game one, I feel like they were just shocked by the amount of people in our barn, because that place was packed and loud, and everybody was so fired up that this was probably, I think this was the first team to ever actually make it into the finals, so everybody was coming out to watch. People that normally never come to Tigers games were there, ready to witness history, and we just took it to them. We came out of the gate hot and just took it to them in game one. And then later that week we headed down to Neepawa for a game two, and we were in their barn and they were ready to go. They weren't ready to give it up in their own barn, and that was just a back and forth game. Really even game. I don't think there was a lead of more than 1 goal at any point in that game, and we tied it up later in the game in the 3rd period to take it to overtime. And
I think it is all about the boys, just the best team we've had yet. Everybody just meshed together. Coaches knew what kind of hockey we needed to play, and yeah, there's a physical presence, there was a offensive presence, defensive. It was just good. There's no other words for that.
Goes down the ice, Dangles out their best D-man. It was a great feeling. Everybody on the bench was just shocked. Coaches didn't even open the door. It was good.
I don't know, I think it was just playing together, having fun, and I'd say we were the hardest working team out there, so, and we practiced hard, and ultimately got the win.
One back by Neepawa. Murray. Down low. Off the stick of Hinkleman. Cash Hinkleman might have a break. Hinkleman all the way through. Hinkleman around one. Cash Hinkleman. He scores! Cash Hinkleman! It is over! The Fort Valley Tigers for the first time in their history are West Manitoba Hockey League champions!